There's a scene in The Founder where they're discussing the expense of having ice cream in McDonald's milkshakes, and I was certain this is where Ray Kroc would come up with the idea of just constantly telling customers that the soft-serve machine was broken. Problem solved, hallelujah. The Founder is colour graded so yellow that some of the whites in a lot of the scenes appear yellow, and let me tell you, it has dialogue that is almost as cheesy as it looks. I love entrepreneurial biopics, they're one of my favourite things to watch, just like David Fincher's The Social Network, and I had hope for The Founder. It's a genre that I gravitate towards, but unfortunately it didn't quite get there, which sucks because I really, really wanted it to. At the start of the movie, we're introduced to Ray Kroc, played by Michael Keaton, who is a very hard-working milkshake salesman who comes across an unusually large order coming to them from a place in California called McDonald's. This is where the issue started because the plot points are not creative and they're really, really convenient. An example comes from the beginning of the film where Ray is sitting eating McDonald's for the first time, and he's in quite a densely populated area, and Mac McDonald, who is one of the McDonald's twins, is walking around making sure his customers are enjoying themselves, and he just immediately goes up to Ray and it just feels so forced and convenient. The music and score were particularly bad, and the production of it was not good at all. In some scenes I was genuinely wondering if they were using a MIDI track instead of a recording. Most of the composition was bland, and at a point in the first act it honestly sounded like the looping menu music from The Sims, which is just laughably bad. Keaton is good, not great, but some of the other performances are appalling, especially by some of the low-level actors playing really small roles. Just don't help the main cast do their job either. I did read in an interview where Michael Keaton said before they started filming that he didn't want to change the characteristics of Ray Kroc, he wanted it to be accurate. So he said, if Ray Kroc is a prick, then we need to portray him as a prick. We need to not make him likable for the sake of it. And I really appreciated this approach to making the film. I really appreciated its honesty. And it wouldn't have been fair to the other characters, in the film or in real life if they had glorified who Ray Kroc was. Like, if he's an arsehole, make him an arsehole, and they definitely did that. He is definitely an arsehole. Like, what he did to the McDonald's twins is deplorable, and he has no redeeming qualities whatsoever. There are some very strange cuts in this movie, some that are incredibly jarring. One that would have Keaton jumping 10 to 15 feet in an instant. One particularly bad cut comes from a scene where Kroc was having a phone call with one of the McDonald's twins. It's quite an intense phone call, and he's in the room with BJ Novak's character, and you expect when he slams down the phone that BJ Novak's character is going to say something to break the tension, but he doesn't, and I left the scene wanting more closure. Some of the foreshadowing is good. There is a foreshadowing example where it shows Ray Kroc basically stealing from people for the entire length of the film, which works really well, but some of the foreshadowing is just appalling. The thing that this film doesn't do well at all is subtlety. It is noticeable when Ray Kroc and his wife are in bed and he's about to have an uncomfortable conversation with her, and you overhear on the TV set the quote, "Gee, I don't know how to say it, but heck, I'm gonna just go ahead and say it anyway." And immediately Kroc opens the dialogue with his wife, and it is just ridiculously on the nose. The story is good enough to have you maintain interest throughout the film, which is the main part. It was a story that I didn't know much about and was definitely interested in. But now that I do know more about the story, I wonder if it might have worked better as just like a straight up documentary. I'm not sure if one already exists. This film does the classic biopic trope of text and images at the end of the film to fill in the period between where the film ended and current time, but it doesn't really try anything new with it. It's same old, same old. I'm giving The Founder a 5, which is just a pass. I'm someone who really, really, really loves entrepreneurial biopics, so to be quite honest, I'll probably watch it again at some stage. But it definitely missed the mark. It felt like the director was working his hardest to make something that was successful and good, but he didn't quite get there, and he was also let down by a bad script. Anyway, that's what I thought of The Founder. Agree or disagree, let me know below. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that jazz. Anyway, until next time, bye.